So guys, I want to, for a minute, we all know who's coming next, right? But I just got to say how important these moments are to me personally. If I can get our team to grab these chairs for us, though. You guys heard me at lunch earlier talking about a little bit about when I told my family that I had to go away for a while in 2012, 2013. And I says that I'm not going to be around in a while anymore. And I says, because I got to get up at 3 in the morning and I got to leave and I got to go work and I got to go grind and I can't come home until 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I had to figure out how to do this because I have to make a change for my family. And we had Eric here last year and I couldn't wait to bring him back because he was the guy that I listened to on a daily basis. This guy, I'll get choked up on this one. This guy is the one that caused the dream of Nexa for me to become the reality. And he gave me his free videos and his awesome mixtapes. His mix, I don't know if those are still available on download, but you got to get his mixtapes. Those are awesome. But this guy was the reason that I got up at 3 in the morning because he told me I had to get up. He told me I had to get up early. Right? And he's the reason that I had to work for multiple days in a row on end with no sleep. And he's the reason that earned me the right to get here, man. And there is nobody that I am more excited to announce than Eric Thomas to speak at our event this year again and motivate you guys up.
Let's get it, fam. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Talk to me. What's up? Mic check 1. Uh-oh, I hear it. Mic check 1. All right, I hear it. A little bit more volume. Mic check 1. Mic check 1. Mic check 1. All right. Hey, real quick before you guys sit down. Real quick before you sit down. Let me tell you why I'm so excited about, this opportunity because, if I was to do the same presentation in a third world country, it wouldn't work. All right? You got to understand that. Like, you're privileged. I did the same motivational presentation. He said 3 o'clock in the morning. If I tell somebody to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning in a third world country, I was being real. If I tell somebody in a third world country, get up at 3 o'clock, go to bed, at 10 o'clock, and you can make your dreams become a reality, it's not the truth. Why? Because there's not opportunities there. Like, they don't necessarily have real estate like this. Does that make sense? So I just want to, before you sit down, I just want you to catch this. Like, you are privileged. Like, you actually live in a country that if you're willing to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, now look, I don't promote 3 o'clock in the morning. You can get up whatever time you want to get up, right? That's between you and your business, right? But if you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you start off as a high school dropout, if you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you are in abandoned buildings eating out of trash cans, in this country, if you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you can't hardly read or write, you can still become the #1 motivational speaker in the world. You can still become a multimillionaire. You can still write a book that's a bestseller. I just made it on New York Times bestsellers list as a high school dropout, only in America. And so I need you to understand, too much is given, much is required. And you have an opportunity of a lifetime being in this country. So if you don't make the American dream happen, it ain't the American dream fault. I just want to make sure you're clear. If you don't make the American dream, that's not the American dream's fault, it's your fault. Now I will tell you this. I will be honest with you and tell you that they're not giving out the American dream. A caveat. I'm saying they're not giving it out, but it is here to have. Does that make sense? I don't know if y'all remember it. Home of the, land of the. It's different. One say free, one say brave. It's different. It's free, everybody, but the brave get something different. I just want you to, you've been singing a song, I don't know if you've been paying attention to it. It's definitely the land of, but it's the home, come on, y'all just been free, brave. The free get an opportunity to be here, the brave get the American dream. Now, I'm going to say that one more time so you can catch it. Everybody get to possess the land, but everybody don't get the American dream. The American dream comes to those that are brave. So do me a huge favor real quick before you sit down. Pull out your phone. If you got a piece of paper, write this down. I do the same thing every day, every single time I speak, because if you don't do this, you're not going to get the American dream. So I want you to write down good, and you need to be clear on what do you want, and then who do you want it for. You need to be clear on that, right? You need to be clear. What do you want? What do you want? And then who do you want it for? You need to be clear on that. And some of you in this room, you're not a bad human, but the reason why you're still trying to get to the level that you're saying you want to get to is either you're not clear on what you want and you're not clear on who it's for. Now look, they're going to come in here, and teach you guys a whole bunch of stuff. I'm excited. They're going to give you a whole bunch of information, right? So I was with CJ the other day. I'm giving you time to write, right? And look, I'm just being honest. Some of you, for real, you're not going to do it. You're not going to make it happen because I asked you to write it down and you're not even writing. And you don't get it that listening is easy, writing down is difficult, but for those who just listen, they don't get the same thing that people that write do. It's not an art. I study billionaires. Y'all know who I am and what I do for a living. I'm with the best basketball players. I'm with the best football players. I'm with the best major league. I'm with the billionaires. I've been with Warren Buffett. And I paid attention. And what successful people do is they write it down, they look at it every single day. They eat it, they sleep it, they breathe it, and then they know who they're doing it for. So there are those of you in this room, you know you want the American dream because you've seen the American dream, but you don't even know what your American dream looks like. You're not clear on what it looks like. And so before you leave, I need you to make sure you're 100% clear on what does the American dream look like for me. Keeping up with the Jones is a real thing. That's a real thing. Why do people keep up with the Jones? Because the Jones know what their dreams and goals are. They know what their American dream is. You don't. So you're watching them trying to do what they do, and you can never do what they do. But you can do what you do. And so I want you to write that down. What is it specifically? How much would it cost? How much would it cost to be you? How much would it cost to do what you want to do and your family do what they want to do and whoever else you want to bless? How much would that cost? All right, so good. You can have a seat. Good. I love it. All right, come on. Put your hands together. Amen. For the American dream. Amen. It's real. It is real. All right, so we're going to walk through some slides. Now, I got to make sure you understand why I'm here. Right? Because I'm not everybody else. And everybody that's going to get on this stage, there's something specific that they're going to do. And you need to be able to know what we're going to do, and you need to know what you need to take away from us in order to do it. Right? So CJ and we were doing a podcast, and C was like, man, it's a lot of people that are not economically where they need to be, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them, the format. I'm going to give them the blueprint. I said, bro, you lost your mind? Like, what does that mean? He's like, they just don't have a formula. I said, you really think that's the problem is they don't have a formula? I said, come on, bro. Like, we got to do a podcast before that podcast. Because it's not that they don't know the formula. That's not the problem. The problem is their mindset. So you can give them the formula, but if they got the same mindset that they had before you gave them the formula not going to work. I said, we got to deal with the mindset. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, we got to deal with the mindset that as an American, especially if you've had a job and you blue collar, at some point, either $500,000, $250,000, like $1 million have gone through your hands. My mom worked at Ford. She made $80,000 a year at Ford. You times that by the 30 years she worked, my mom, $1 million was in her hands. My mom touched $1 million. She's making $80,000 at Ford Motor Company, 30 plus years. I guarantee you with all that time and a half and overtime my mom was doing, my mom had $1 million in her hand easy, but she had a blue collar mindset. I don't care how much money you give a person who got a blue collar mindset, they can never have a white collar experience. Okay, please write this down. Workers don't get paid, thinkers do. I'm just being honest with you. We live in a country where, like, if you work hard, if you work hard, the person that's not working hard, but the person that's thinking and is coming up with ideas, that knows how to implement those ideas, that knows how to scale, that's the person that's going to make the money, and they're going to decide how much you make. When I was working hard, I was making $60,000 at Michigan State University. First they paid me $35, and somebody knew I had some talent, so they gave me $65. I was doing 40, 50 hours a week. I was loving going to work. I was loving being a blessing to those kids. But I was never a multimillionaire on my way to billionaire when I was working at Michigan State. It wasn't until I got into the room with Warren Buffett that I realized, oh, you don't make money by working. I ain't see, let me tell you something. I was in a room with 30 billionaires. I ain't see one of them roll up their sleeves. I was in a room with 30 billionaires. I ain't see nobody like, all right, let's get to work. I didn't see no shovels, no rakes. You're talking about the second richest man in the world at that time. He wasn't doing no work. He had a whole bunch I did. So what was crazy was when he sat down in the room, he said a bunch of stuff. But the one thing I remember him saying is, and does somebody have a calculator? Okay, if you got a calculator, do me a favor. If somebody can look up how many Coca-Colas are sold. Somebody can tell me like how many Coca-Colas do they drink in a day. I'm about to show y'all something real quick. So here's the first thing I need you to do. I'm not the educational guy, I'm the mindset guy. If I can shift your mindset today from a poverty mindset or from a blue collar mindset to a white collar mindset, from poverty to wealth, that's the only thing I want to accomplish. It may take 45 minutes to get there, but I'm going to show you how to take this industry and blow up. Now, the reason why I'm so excited about this industry, because before I became a multimillionaire on my way to billionaire, I did not know that one of the quickest ways to get wealth, and the one way to get wealth that most wealthy people is, that's what I heard Warren Buffett say. Listen to me. There was a recession. It was like 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. It was a recession. And they were sitting in that room talking about, I'm like, yo, y'all don't know it's the funniest thing. Like, I came in that joke. I probably was the only one that wasn't a millionaire at the time. I wasn't a billionaire at the time. And they were talking. I was like, hey, y'all, it's a recession. It was the crazy thing. They was in there like it wasn't a recession. I'm like, hey, y'all, it's a recession. Did y'all know out there it's a recession? They didn't even know it was a recession. As a matter of fact, I heard Warren Buffett say, like, this is the best time for billionaires because all the land in Detroit is about to go for pennies. I saw them. I'm sorry, I wouldn't call it built, but they bought skyscrapers and renovated them. They bought skyscrapers for $500,000. You can't buy a house for $500,000. They was excited. They was like, yep, it's a recession. I'm like, what? Like, you should be crying. No, only the working class cries. Only middle class cries when it's a recession. Only middle class. You're like, come on, E, that don't make sense. It's three classes. The only class that's struggling in recession is the middle class. Poor people ain't struggling. They know on the 1st and 15th they're going to get a check. They not struggling. Their money don't change. They probably make more money during the recession. They start writing them checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just going to give y'all $2,000. They're like, whoa, we got $2,000. We ain't never just had $2,000. They get $2,000. They super excited. They going shopping. They going out to eat. They having a blast. The rich are getting richer because real estate is going down and they buying it back knowing that at some point it's going to go back up. Only the middle class, only the hard workers are struggling. I'm just telling you what I learned in the room that day. All right, so how many Coca-Colas are sold in one day? 1.9 billion. So this is what Warren Buffett said. I'll never forget. He said, fellas, I just want y'all to know the new transition I just made. They're like, all right, what did you do? He said, I just bought Coca-Cola. He just bought Coca-Cola at that time. So 1.9, can somebody tell me how much a Coca-Cola, how much it's worth? Like, what's the price? $2? So he said he bought it for, let's just say it was today, he bought it for $2. And he raised it, it was sold for $2 and he's going to add a penny to it, 201, so nobody knows that he really changed the price. So he just said he bought it and just, how many million? 38 million a what? A day. Times 365 for me, please. I didn't see him roll up his sleeves. There was no rake, no shovel in there. I'm like, hold up. What? He just made one move. He bought Coca-Cola. It was $2. It's $2. He charged 201 and 38 million a day times 365. 13 billion. for moving it up a penny. And let me tell y'all something. That was probably 2008. I know he's going up since then. I just want you to understand, mindset. Come on, mindset. So I need you, I don't care if you are surviving, you're striving, or you're thriving. I need you to change your mindset. I need to change your mindset. So whatever you're doing, so here's the deal. So everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody want to be a beast when they dream it. There's a class of people that dream. Why? Because of the American dream. Everybody got a dream, but everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Now, I messed up. I left my book upstairs. The book is called UOU, right? So look, real estate. So I'm in the room. They talking about real estate. So, of course, I got a real estate portfolio now. Got a couple guys, we buy properties in Chicago, building a skyscraper, 88 floors in Hyde Park, right across the street from Obama's library, right? We building it up, right? We making multi-millions off real estate, right? But when I heard them talk about real estate, I was like, ooh, real estate. Ooh, real estate. I got real estate in my voice. Ooh, I was like, let's go. So when COVID hit, everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. When COVID hit, write this down. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Now, you should be excited like Warren Buffett for this recession. Let me tell you why. I want to change your mindset. You should be excited about a recession because what a recession does is okay, give me a word. Give me a word. The recession removes regular season, and now we're going to the playoffs. We're going to playoffs now. We're going to playoffs. And the cool thing about the playoffs is everybody in the league don't get to play. I love a recession because what the recession does is it automatically moves people out. It gets average people out the way. Y'all missed what I said. So if it's 1,000 people that you're competing with, when a recession happens, automatically about 500-600 of them about to go. It's all kind of room now. It's all kind of space now. All the average people gone. They gone. Only the beasts are left. Only the beasts are left in the recession. Everybody that's got, I can't believe it. All of them are gone. The recession had knocked them all out. And so now all the property in America is just for a few, about 400. But then as the recession goes, and it's like spread. So like COVID didn't just last for 6 weeks. We thought it was going to be 6 weeks, and then that joker was 6 months, and then it was a year, and we was watching TV, and we were just counting the deaths. And we were watching stuff close, and we were watching the country change. And stuff that we could just get from the store regularly, we couldn't get no more. And all of a sudden now, the playoffs is starting to get rid of some folks, and now we in the Western Conference Championship. We're in the Eastern Conference Championship. And then they get a little bit more challenging, and then everybody gone. It's really just the NBA Finals. It's 2 teams. I'm telling you, you ought to be excited about a recession because it gets average people out the way, it gets good people out the way, and only people left is the greats. That's it. I want you to change your mindset. So I got hit. Let's just be honest. I never even knew there was a such word as, what's the word they use? Social distancing. I never even heard of such a thing. Social distancing. Like I can't be around people. No hugs, no money. This is what I do for a living. It was shut down. I couldn't go in Alabama locker room. I couldn't go in Georgia's locker room. I couldn't go in Michigan State. I couldn't go to the Phoenix Suns. I couldn't connect with CP3. A lot of the work that I do, I couldn't do. My job was taken from me. And I said, man, it's a blessing, not a curse. I didn't say, now that I've lost my employment. I said, ooh, I wonder what's available now that wasn't available 2-3 years ago. It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. And so I said, because of my voice, I said, oh, E, you know what you could do? You're traveling all over the world. You can't travel now. You could write a book. So I said, I'm going to write a bestseller. So I paid a guy $30,000 who was a bestseller, who helped 6-7 other people become a bestseller. I was like, bro, I need you to 30. He said, okay, cool, give me 30. And as he gave me 30, he said, now you need to get a team. I called my team, how much y'all gonna try? They said $15,000. I had spent $60,000 before the book even came out. Everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Man, I promise y'all president, y'all CEO, he's so smart. I hit New York Times bestseller first week, second week, USA Today, LA Times. I went from $75,000 to $200,000. Your CEO smart. He got me last year. He signed a contract from last year. He got me, you know what I'm saying? He got me in COVID. He's smart. I'm telling you, he's smart. I'm telling y'all, everybody, he's smart. He like, let's get E9. I know his price is going up. I hit the New York Times bestsellers list and charged extra $125,000. Got the congressional boy from Houston, President Biden. I got the Lifetime Award. All that's on my website. It's like I'm $200,000 now. Why? Because I didn't look at the recession as something bad. I looked at it as, yep, we're going to spend 160, but in 2 years, we're going to get that back. And the rest of my life, we're going to make at least 200. And I know we're going to make more because I got a movie deal coming out. So we probably going to be trying about 500,000 once the movie come out. But I'm trying to show you I didn't budge. I didn't cry. I didn't whine. I don't care about no recession. This still America. I don't care nothing about recession. This still the American dream. I don't care about a recession. It's still the greatest place to be at. I don't care about no recession. It's still more opportunity here than it is anywhere else. Care about no recession? No, this ain't the first one. America's never been broken by a recession. But you got broke because you forgot where you were. You start looking at the recession. Everybody want to be a beast too. It's time to do what real beasts do. So I looked at this as real estate. I looked at real estate as real estate. I took this thing so serious when a neighbor moved, I bought the house. My next door neighbor across the street was like, yo, they got another house. My wife said, shh, don't say that. He gonna buy everything in here. He really does think this is monopoly. I said, it is. It is. Now I'm about to buy a hotel. Why? Because people constantly coming to my church or coming to my event center to do what? To get trained. So why am I letting the money go to Hampton when I can just build a hotel on the property and people can, are you hearing what I'm saying? This America. Ain't nothing wrong with America, something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with America. America is the beast. You're not a beast. You're not ready to do what real beasts do. You're ready to quit and give up because it gets hard. Hard just means it's not for you. That's what hard means. So everybody want to sell real estate. Everybody want to give out loans. Everybody want to help people make their dreams of owning a home become a reality when everything is good, when everything is sunny. But when stuff, I told you, I learned from the billionaires, it's the best time. Because there's more opportunity and it's cheaper. So number one, I need you to change your mindset. They're about to give you some phenomenal opportunities. They're about to give you some information and some knowledge that's going to take you to a whole nother level. But if you're the same person, there's nothing going to change. They can give you whatever they want to give you. If your mindset don't change, I'm a high school dropout. I went from GED to PhD because somebody changed my mindset and helped me to understand. When you got a PhD, that's less stuff you got to say. And I hate school. I can't stand school. And I went to school in Michigan. Do you know what it's like going to school in January, February? You ever been to Michigan in January? It's snow and ice on the ground. It's -10, and his teacher's still teaching. I'm like, you dumb. You're supposed to be a professor. You dumb. You don't see how it's snowing outside. We're not even going to be able to get out of here. And you still going? That's why I bought a house in San Diego. Because I'm like, y'all keep the winter. I'm going to San Diego. Because I don't even want it hot. I just want it 70 all year long. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Somebody changed my mindset. I went from a GED to a PhD because I understood once I got the PhD that I could charge more, that there was doors that I could open. So I want you to decide right now, put yes or no. Are you a beast or not? And are you ready to do what beasts do? Here it is. Commitment means staying true to what you said you would do long after the feeling you said it is left. Just being real. Some of y'all, when you say it, like when you say it, I'm going to be I'm going to sell this many homes. I'm going to be number one in the industry. And then as soon as the recession hit or something go wrong, you go, No, I'm telling y'all the truth. Everybody want to be a beast. So I told you, I'm not from Detroit originally. I'm from Chicago. But my mom married and we moved to Detroit. So I'm a Lions fan, and all my friends call me, we on Hard Knocks. I said, what does that mean? This our year. Last year was your year, and the year before. I'm not buying that this year. Oh, no, but did you see Hard Knocks on HBO? Oh, I don't care if it was on Cinemax, Hulu, Netflix. They the Lions. No TV about to change nothing. They look good in preseason, but as soon as the season starts, We 5 games in, we 1-4. Right at the bottom. Some of y'all, preseason, you looking good. Soon as you get a no, you crying. You feel rejected. Soon as you get a no, soon as somebody reject you, close the door on your face, you taking it personal and you quit. As soon as you got to do the real work, you give up, you quit. You know why? Because your why is not bigger than the no. When you're doing it for your wife who has MS and she can't go back to work, the Lord has blessed her, but you would know she had it, but she can't go back to work and deal with that stress. I can't take a no. I can't take a no. I told my man 150. My man was like, we don't have it. You can't tell me you don't have it. I look you up. You worth billions. You have it. I must convince you that in order for your company to go to the next level, you need to bring me in. I must convince you that the knowledge you're getting is great, but if the mindset don't change, ain't nothing going to change. I must convince you that you need to write that check for 150. Why? Because Dee cannot go back to work. And that's your problem. You hear a no and it break you. You get a recession and it break you because your why, the reason why you're doing it is not. So I told you before you leave out of here, I mean that with all my heart. You better figure out why you're doing this because life going to punch you in your face. Life going to challenge you and test you. And if you're really not about that life going to punk you. But if you got that dog, if you got that drive, if you got that determination, if you're committed to stick with it, there's absolutely nothing you can't accomplish. Does that make sense? Good. How committed are you to making the sacrifice required to be a beast? How committed are you? I want you to write down, scale of 1 to 10. Be honest with you. Ain't nobody looking at it. Write it down for me. Now, as I've studied, Kobe, MJ, LeBron, I've worked with the best of the best. And I'm telling y'all, because I want the kids in my community to be successful, so I study these guys so I can figure out, and I never forget, like every time Nick Saban bring me in, I go a day early, I stay a day late, and I just stay in his presence. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Every time I'm in the presence of a great coach, a great program, I just stick around because I want to figure it out. I want to understand what makes the great great. I just want to figure it out. And so I want to share this, guys, with you because I think it's important. I realized that the difference between people who are average, who are good, and then the greats is mental toughness. I want you to work on your mental toughness. I want you to Google it. I want you to go to sessions. I want you to hang around people. The difference is mental toughness. Now, I'm going to share something with you that you guys probably don't know. My assistant pastor, TJ Tyus, right? He came up with this concept. It's not a concept, it's the reality. But he started to share it, and he started sharing it with me, right? So I want you to write this down. Everybody talk about, being a lion, right? Everybody talk about being a lion. I don't know if you knew this. Put the word lion down. That the lion actually only has a 20 to 30% ratio of actually killing his prey when it gets to it. His prey got 70% chance of surviving. I want you to understand that. So a lion, I'm just being real with you, a lion, they're not as mentally tough as you think they are. What makes a lion is that a lion is naturally gifted. He has phenomenal skill. He's naturally gifted. Lion is naturally gifted. But listen to me very closely. They have a 20 percentile rate of 20 to 30%. So I want to go up against a lion. If I got to go in the jungle, I want to go up against a lion before I go up against this other one I'm about to explain to you. I'd rather a lion all day. Why? Now, of course, the lion can kill me, but I got a 70. Go watch it. You ain't never seen no lion just run up on no pack of bulls or ox and just jump in the middle and bring the strong one down. Like, rah. You always see them watch one of the weakest ones kind of veer off a little bit, and then they go attack it. They got a 20% chance. You ever seen a lion go up against a big animal, and boom, bah, and you'll see that animal fight, and sometimes it'll get away. But the African wild dog has an 80% chance of killing you. 80%. A lion is huge, strong, big. It can power you, rah, claws. But it only got a 20, 30% chance because it's phenomenally skilled. Listen to me. A lion can run like 55 miles per hour. Some other cats can run 65 miles per hour. But the problem is they can only do it for half a mile. A mile at best before they quit and give up. You have to be mentally tough in this industry. And what makes an African wild dog, they don't have phenomenal skill. They have phenomenal will. They don't run 55 miles per hour. They only run 40 or 45. But what the African wild dog does to his prey is it does not chase his prey. It follows it. You missed what I just said. It don't chase it. It follow it for a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. Huh? Are you hearing me? They got stamina. They're mentally tough. They don't quit. They follow you for as long as you go, and once you get tired, then they attack. They're not fast. They're not strong. They're not even smart, but they are consistent. And for many of you, you are not mentally tough. You can't go the distance. And what you have to learn is if it takes 50 no's, I got you. If it takes 100 times, I got you. If it takes 6 months, I ain't quitting. If it takes 8 months, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. I will do whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And many of you are not mentally tough enough. When it gets hard, you stop. When it gets hard, you give up. And I'm telling you, there is no industry that you cannot not be successful at. But you cannot be successful when you soft. You cannot be successful when you quit. You cannot be successful when you give up. But when you come from being a high school dropout, it took me 12 years, y'all. Go look it up. Statistically, if you don't graduate from college in 6 years, you normally don't get a degree. It took me 12, but I hawked that degree down. 4-year degree. It took me 12 years. And then afterwards, I went after the master's. And then afterwards, I went after the PhD. I hawked it down. I didn't get my PhD until I was 40 years old. And some of you in this room, as soon as it gets difficult, you quit, you give up, you surrender. And I'm telling you today, if you would not just have phenomenal skill, but phenomenal will, you'd be able to go to a whole nother level. Write that down. Man, I need to increase my phenomenal will. Now watch this. Mental toughness is the ability to resist, to manage, and to overcome doubts, worries, and concerns, and circumstances that prevent you from succeeding or performing under pressure. That's where most of you go wrong. That's what makes the great great. The greats can perform under pressure. Michael Jordan had the flu, and he still scored 55 points. Kobe's leg was broke, and he still. And so for most of you, if everything is going well, you great. If everything is lining up for you, you great. If everybody is saying exactly what you want them to say, if everything is perfect, if everything lines up, you a bad man, you a beast. But as soon as some pressure comes, you're not yourself again. And so what I'm telling you, if you're going to be successful, do me a favor. I know we got, different age groups in here, so you got, different players that you like. I don't want to go with like. I just want to go with the fact that Michael Jordan never played a game 7. You can take that and make it whatever you want to make it. You can make that whatever you want to make it. He never played a game 7. You can take that however you want to take it. What does it mean? It means that it didn't matter if he had home court advantage or if he was playing in their house. He was going to beat you. That's the difference. There's some people, they playing at home, they can kill you. They going somewhere else, it's like the rim changed. It's like the court changed. It's like we're not playing. You see some football teams, as long as they mom in the stands, as long as people are cheering, they win. As soon as they go somewhere else and they sleep in a different bed, I ask players, what happened? Why didn't you perform? Well, Eric, I got a routine at home. I leave my house, I come, I had to get in the bus, I had to sleep in a hotel I'm not familiar with. They changed the locker room up. It don't look like the locker room at home. They just messed up my routine. I said routine? Routine is for the weak and uncommitted. Routine, it shouldn't matter if you at home, if you away. That man paid you $100 million. And you should have told him when he paid you $100 million that you couldn't play on the road. You should have gave that man $50 million of his money back. Should have gave him his money back. He gave you a $100 million contract because he thought your best game was your game, but he didn't know you can only do that game when your mom in the room. You can only do that game when your daddy rooting for you. You can only do that when your high school coach is there. But if you go on the road and you travel 1,200 miles and you play on the West Coast, that you don't got a 25, 13, and 10 game in you. Just being real. Here goes some of y'all problem right here. We can stop right here. Mental toughness is the ability to resist. Some of you cannot resist. Manage. Some of you, when things go hard, you can't manage. Overcome doubt. Some of you in this room, every time something go wrong, the first thing you do, I can't do it. The industry ain't, that can't, won't. Yeah. You start whining away all your success. You start crying away all your opportunities. You go into the door, the reason why they ain't buying, because they can tell in your spirit you're a quitter and you're a doubter, and they don't want you on their team. If you could just, I just want to sell a house. If I could just, you could give me a loan so I could feed my family. We went from 75,000 to 200,000. I called one of the guys on my team. I said, I need you to do me a huge favor, Brandon. He said, what? I said, I need you to go look in the mirror and say, I charge $200,000. I need you to go say that 1,000,000 times to yourself. He said, why you want me to do that? I said, because I don't know if you're saying it like you really believe it. I heard you say 200,000. I could feel it in your, I could feel the leap from 75 to 200 kind of bothered you. I could feel it. Like as soon as they told you a sad story, I saw how you kind of, well, we don't have 200. All we got is 89. And I could see, I saw it in your eye. I saw the pity in your eye. Talk the pity out. I need you to say $200,000 1,000,000 times. Say it till you believe it. Say it till when you get on the phone, they believe what you're saying and they don't even question you. It's your problem. You need to get in the mirror. You're looking out the window, blaming everybody, looking at the sky and the sun. That don't matter. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself, I can, I will, I must be the best in this industry. I can, I will, I must be the best in this industry. They've already set me up for success. They already gave me every training I need. They gave me the plan I need and the system they need. They gave me everything I need to be successful. The only person that's messed up is me. Get in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I can, I will, I must. I don't have an option. I ain't going nowhere else. This is the best company. This is the most qualified company. This is the company I'm supposed to work for. This is the company that believes in me. This is the company that gave me a chance. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I will not stop. I will not quit. I will not surrender. I can, I will, I must. Say it with me. Come on. Come on. Let's practice right now. I can, I will, I must. Come on. I can, I will. Come on. I must. All right, hold on for 1 minute. We're gonna do this so you can understand. Because you're saying the words, but I need you to go in the mirror and say this. 3 times a day, I want you to say it. Whatever you want to put with it, listen to me. I can be a New York Times bestseller. I can. That's what I told myself, I can. And I paid somebody to tell me what it takes. What does it look like to be a beast? In this conference, they're gonna give you everything you need to know to be a beast, but they can't turn beast on you. If they could, they would. They just walk up to all of y'all, beast mode. I'm being real, they would. They line all y'all up. Come in one at a time. Beast, B-E-S-T, beast mode, go, boom, go into beast mode. They can't. There's only one person in this room that can do it, and that's you. So instead of doubting and fearing and worrying and not managing and not resisting and being concerned about the stuff that's going to prevent you from being successful, talk about all the stuff that you're going, I can. Why? Because you have the ability to. And let me tell you why I'm so mad at Eric Thomas. I'm like, bro, you could have been doing this, your dumb self. You should have been doing this when you was 15 years old. You mean to tell me you can get a PhD? You can get a PhD, son? What were you doing in high school playing around? You mean to tell me you could be a millionaire? I'm so mad at myself. I should have been a millionaire in my 20s. But I was playing. I was playing victim. My daddy wasn't in my life. My mommy had me when she was 17 in high school. She was homeless. I didn't come from a 2-parent household. I was born in a rough neighborhood. We went to some of the worst schools in the world. That's the only thing changed. I didn't wake up one day and go to another school district. No, listen to me. I didn't become a New York Times bestseller because I went back in my mom's womb until she was 25. Nothing's changed. But this, I was born. My mom was 17 when she got pregnant. She could have had an abortion. Oh, man, praise God. My mom still had me. Man, we were homeless. Man, how did my mom make it through homelessness? Wow, we must have something within us that mom was homeless and we made it through. Wow, I went to the Detroit public school system and still went and got a PhD. Man, they must have prepared me for something. Instead, you in the mirror, oh, this didn't work out. How are we in the recession? I can means you have the ability to do it. Say it, I can. I can. Come on, I can. Because I can. You missed that. I can. Because I can. Shh, you have the ability. I will. Because I'm strong. Come on, I will. Because of my will. Come on, I will. Because of my will. I'm telling you, there's nothing out there that can stop you. There's only one thing that can stop you, and you looking at it. Every day when you wake up and you look in the mirror, you're the only one that can stop you. And so you need to put yourself on punishment. That's why I wrote the book, You Owe You. I don't owe you. This company don't owe you. Nobody owes you but you. And you know what's so crazy about humans? You will let somebody have it that shows up late, or let somebody have it that don't pay your money back, or let somebody have it that disappoints you. There are those of you in this room, you still haven't forgiven somebody for what they did to you, but you let yourself off the hook. You hold other humans more accountable for your life than you hold yourself accountable. You already lost. You already lost. You already lost. You already lost when you said, I'm not going to forgive you, and you did me dirt, and I can't. You should not forgive yourself. Stop talking to yourself. You stop talking to yourself. Listen to me. Why? Because you let you down more than anybody else has let you down. You lied to yourself. This is my year. You remember that December talk? This is my year. The ball's going to drop, and here go my year right here. The second week of January, you stopped everything you said you was going to do. You still ain't put yourself on punishment. You still have not held yourself accountable. Eric Thomas, you messed around and got homeless. You messed around and got a GED. You didn't finish high school. You didn't give your mom the luxury of seeing her son cross the stage, and they calling out the name she gave you. So I'm putting you on punishment. You got to get at least 2 degrees. A high school, so 4-year college is for the high school, and the master's is for the college. And both times I graduated, my mom was in the stands. Love my mom, man. My mom was there. Huntsville, Alabama, she drove almost 700 miles. And when they called my name, I was 30 years old with 2 kids, my very first degree. First time I wore a gown, and my mother was screaming and hollering like I was 18 and I had graduated early. Mom's acting like I had graduated early, not even on time. She's like, that's my baby. I'm like, shh, Ma, I got a beard and 2 kids walking across the stage. My mom was screaming and hollering. Then I got my master's from Michigan State. My mom was there. And then when I defended for my PhD, my mom was in the room. And she heard them say, you have successfully finished your PhD. And we walked outside, and my mom said, son, I'm so proud of you. She said, you know what? And this is old school, so forgive me. But my mom said, when I go home, I'm going to get my phone book. That's old school. Y'all know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the little iPhone. My mom had a phone book with everybody's number in it. She said, I'm about to start with A, and I'm calling everybody in this phone book and telling them my baby got a PhD. Listen to me. I had the ability to do it. I just wasn't doing what I was capable of. How many are in this room right now, you're not living up to your capability? Let me see your hands real quick. Come on. Come on. Hands down. I want to say something real quick. I want to make sure you hear this. How many of you, honestly, the information today is going to be great, but you're not using some of the information you've had in years past? Just be honest. Raise your hand. Good. Hands down. The information in this conference is going to be great. It's going to inspire you. It's going to motivate you. But the energy you had 2-3 years ago to do this work, you didn't fully use that energy. Let me see your hand. Be honest. Now, I'm going to ask this question. I say 120 because 100 is what they want you to do. That's their expectations of you. 120 is forget their expectations. I know my expectation. I could have stopped with the 4-year degree. The PhD was my expectation. I could have stopped just speaking in schools. I became #1 in the world. That's my expectations. New York Times bestseller, didn't nobody ask me to do that. That was my expectations of me. Married almost 33 years to my high school sweetheart. I could have got a divorce. That was my expectation, that I'm going to have a healthy, happy, blissful marriage, and my kids are going to come into a healthy family. That was my expectations. I don't know what yours are. What's your expectations? What's your expectations of yourself? So how many in this room, being honest, you know how gifted and talented you are. You know you can run circles around this industry, but you're only giving about 50% of your talent. Be honest and raise your hand. You're giving about 50%. Good. How many of you about 70%? I'm probably giving about 70%. Good. How many of you 80%? I'm probably giving a good 80%. Raise your hand. Let me see. How many of you 90%? I'm giving about 90%. How many of you honestly, and we're not trying to impress nobody in the room, you know you're giving 120%. You're giving everything you got. Let me see your hand. And don't be ashamed. It might be somebody in the room. Okay, let me say this. Most of you are not saying that. So I need you to leave, and all I need you to do is go up 10%. Go up 10% in sales. Go up 10% in studying and learning this craft like the back of your hand. Go up 10% in terms of investing in yourself and investing in your craft. Go up 10% in reading books or audio books. Go up 10% going to other conferences that they don't force you to go to. How many of you can you make that commitment that you're going to go up at least 10% when you leave this room? At least 10%. How many of you like, nah, E, I got 20% in me, bro. I'm going 20%. Good. That's all I'm asking. 20% at least. So if you at a 60, that's 80. You at an 80, that's 100. You at 90, that's 110. And I'm showing y'all my personal life, not having my dad in my life, being homeless and eating out of trash cans, that every year I just made a 10%. And I woke up and I'm so proud my kids could put my name in Google. And something's going to come up. I left a legacy for them kids. My kids can go online and see 11 years of free content without go here and pay 99 cents. I got 11 years worth of content that's free. You don't have to pay nothing. You don't never have to come to my conference if you don't want to. I got that much content that's up. I'm leaving a legacy for mine. This business will give you an opportunity to leave a legacy in a way you don't even have to go to college. You don't have to spend all that money going to school. Right here, you could become a millionaire, a multimillionaire, a billionaire from this industry. So if you don't sit around here and say something's wrong with this industry, something's wrong with this country. No, it's not. Something's wrong with you. Ain't nowhere perfect. You're not perfect. You're not going to go nowhere perfect. I heard people talk about heaven, but I ain't been there. I'm here on earth. This is where I am right now. It ain't nowhere perfect, and I'm not perfect. But I can still make my dreams become a reality. Let's get y'all out of here. We only got a couple more minutes. I want to open up for Q&A. Number one, do me a favor. Find your why. Do you really want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe? Yes. Yep, because I want to put the pressure on my son said to me yesterday, he was so mad at me, he didn't want to talk to me. He said, Dad, you lied. I said, what I lie about? He said, you said you was proud of me. I said, I am, and I'm not. He said, but everybody that works for us, everybody that I work with in our company, Dad, they telling me how great I am. I said, because they didn't have birth to you. Your mom did, and I raised you. They don't know your potential. I do. They're excited about the stuff you're doing. I'm not excited about what you are capable of doing. So I'm not going to sit here, son, and give you a hand clap because you got 85%. Yeah, I'm proud of the 85%, but I'm not proud of the 25% that's left. And I'm going to push you. And I'm going to hold you accountable to your greatness. Some of you in this room, you know what your problem is. Write it down. You could be great in this industry, but you want a cheerleader when you need a coach. Write it down. Don't play. I'm about to tell you mental toughness. Mental toughness says, I don't need a cheerleader. I know what my why is. I need a coach. Somebody asked Prime Time the other day. Somebody asked Deion Sanders. They say, Deion, my man said you ain't swag. Did that motivate you? Deion Sanders said, no, that didn't motivate me. I don't need nothing external to motivate me. I'm trying to get my son in the NFL. I'm trying to get my son to win a Heisman Trophy. I don't need no another man to motivate me. I got a family that motivates me. I got a why. Your problem is you want a cheerleader. You always want to be affirmed. You're not mentally strong. You need a coach. You don't need people telling you what you've already done. You need people coaching you on what you have not done and what you're capable of and giving you the skills set you need to accomplish that. Some of y'all get out of here with that cheerleader stuff. You don't need no cheerleader. I used to be so mad at my wife. I come home, the whole world, E.T., E.T., E.T. I walk in like, what's up, sweetheart? She like, you ain't take the trash out. I said, the trash? I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. She said, well, take it out as the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Be hyped when you taking it out. Get loud and passionate. Look like you done lost your energy now. Go wash the dishes. Go wash your clothes. Don't just wash. Separate. Don't just separate, fold. Don't just fold, put them out. #1 motivation. Become the #1 folder, putter-upper in the world. I ain't care nothing about no PhD. Go put them dishes up that you sat on the. Man, I used to be so mad at my wife. Go get your GED, she told me when I was 17, 18. You a motivational speaker? Go down to the Chamber of Commerce. Get you a bank account. Wear your card. She used to always be getting on my nerves. But you know what? She pushed me to be #1 in the world. She pushed me #1. I remember praying once. I was like, God, is she ever going to encourage me? She said she has. She helped you to become #1 in the world. She has encouraged you. She just don't go, give me an E, give me an R, give me an I, give me a, what does that say? Eric. You want them to cheer for you. You're not here for them to cheer for you. You're here to be coached. You're here to get educated. You're here to get some knowledge that maybe you had and you're not using, or new knowledge so you can take it again. Who wants to be affirmed in this room, or who wants to make millions in this room? Let me start with I just want to be affirmed. I'm only in this business to be affirmed. If they would just say that they love me and that I'm the best, even though I'm not, that they just would say it. That's all I want. How many of you came to this company to be affirmed? Let me see your hand. You came here to be affirmed. How many of you came to make money? Let me see your hand. Come on, who came here to make money? Make some noise. So do me a favor, get you a little, if you got a recorder or get your phone, do the recorder feature and encourage yourself. You are great. And then play it back to yourself during the day. I'm just saying, if you really need it, just go ahead. You are fantastic. You're the best realtor in the world. You can give more loans than the loan man can. You are the one. And then play it in your sleep at night. Let it get in your subconscious. But when you get to work, work. #2, adversity quotient. So you know there's IQ, how intelligent you are. There's EQ, your emotional intelligence. But then there's AQ, your ability to bounce back. And some of you need to get your AQ up. So every time you get knocked down, you quit, you give up. This is the separator. Adversity quotient is guaranteed along your journey to success. Make a decision ahead of time about how you will handle adversity when it comes. Now, I like to run a little bit on the treadmill. When the weather is nice in Michigan, I like to run a little bit. I have never run 6 miles by accident. I never put on my shoes and start running and just walk like, 6 miles. 7 miles, wow. I've never done it. Maybe you have, I don't. If I'm gonna run 6 miles, we got to say it while I'm putting my shoes on. Today is a 6 miler. I gotta get the right playlist. My clothes gotta be right. The shoes gotta be tight. Like everything gotta be perfect for me to do those 6. There are those of you who are out here in this business and you know you're gonna get punched in your face and you do not have an adversity plan. Come on, you're setting yourself up for failure. What's your adversity plan? Eric, when Dee Dee, my wife, got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, it seems like it didn't bother you. Why did it bother you? I said, I've been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for 19 years, getting up and praying. I took everything to the Lord every morning, every trial and every tribulation. So when my wife got diagnosed with MS, I woke up the next morning and I just took it to God. And he told me, I got you. And I told my wife, I said, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn all these medical appointments. She got like 8 a year. She got 2 MRIs. She got to check her eyes, colonoscopy. She got all kinds of stuff she got to do. It's just crazy. So I told her, look, those are going to be dates. Adversity. We're not going to look at it as medical appointments. We're going to look at it as dates. After you finish, we're going for ice cream. We're going for a walk. We're going to lunch. We're going to dinner. We're going to the movies. After each one, some of you do not have a plan for when you get punched in the mouth. And I told you this a million times. The reason why Mike Tyson got beat when he never got beat before by Buster Douglas. Imagine you getting beat by a buster. You ain't never lost a fight in your life. In your first one, you get beat by a buster. He was a buster. He never won another fight after he beat Mike Tyson. But he had an adversity plan. Mike Tyson knocked him out in the 5th, 6th round, dropped him to the ground just like everybody else. He got up maybe about 6 or 7. He almost lost. Got saved by the bell. They asked him afterwards, how did you beat Mike Tyson? He said, because 3 days before I fought Mike Tyson, my mama told everybody in the beautician, she told everybody in the salon, the beauty salon, that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And the day after she told everybody I was going to beat Mike Tyson, my mama died. And when I buried my mother and I laid her in that ground, I told my mother as I laid her down and we put the dirt on it, I told my mother, I don't care what Mike Tyson do to me. I'm going to beat Mike Tyson for you, mama. And when Mike Tyson laid that boy out on the ground, he said all he could think about was his why and the promise he made to his mama. And he got back up off that doggone floor, and he knocked Mike Tyson silly. Nobody has knocked Mike Tyson out like that to this day. Why? Because his why was greater than hitting that ground. And for many of you, you're going to stay on the ground because you don't have a reason to get up. And he got up and took more punishment because he had a plan. Please, can you get an adversity plan, please? Can you say when somebody tell me no and I feel rejected, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that? Let me hurry up. Prepare for war. Don't wait until it gets tough to prepare yourself. Wake up early, consistent routine, and working out are great ways to improve your mental toughness. I need you to have a plan. What makes America, America, y'all, I'm talking about y'all for real. When I was younger, I ain't get it. I was like, why we spend all this money on military? Like, I ain't get it. But there's some countries, man, I'm just telling y'all, they getting whipped up on because they not prepared for war. They not prepared. People just don't come over here with, you know what I'm saying? People just don't walk over here with like, yo, we about to buy. They know we prepared. We got some, we got some stuff. It's like, we're not playing with them. They over there. They know we over here. They know we got all kind of, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Navy SEAL, the Navy SEAL. We got the Green Beret. We got folks practicing, preparing. They like, you can come over here if you want to. You can come, we ain't them. Like, we ain't them. You can do that to them. You don't want to come over here with that. We're prepared for war. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We're prepared. It don't have nothing to do with the war. It doesn't have to do with the recession. You're just not prepared. You're trying to make millions and you've never prepared yourself for this industry. So today is all about getting prepared. This is what this conference is about. Not just making money, but preparing yourself mentally and emotionally, getting yourself ready for war. Does that make sense? I thought I was going to die today, the driver. I thought I was going to die. I was like, bruh, I don't say nothing. I ain't that kind of dude. I was like, bruh, you need me to drive? You can still get the money, but you need me to drive, bruh? Because you seem like you about to. He's like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm like, you falling asleep. But there was some peace because if I die on this road, I'm taking care of business. I got a life policy plan. My family about to get cashed out. I got books I haven't released yet that as soon as I die, the books are going to be released. I have courses that I haven't released that when I die, the courses are going to be released. We got real estate everywhere. I'm prepared to die. Why? Because we all going to die one day. But there are some people who aren't prepared. I'm a pastor. I hate it. Pastor, my grandma died. I said, you ain't know she was going to die? Can we do GoFundMe? I was like, you ain't know your grandma was going to die? We got to raise money? Like, y'all weren't prepared? Y'all ain't know she was going to die? Now I got to ask everybody in church for $10? I got to do a fish fry? Like, you didn't know she was going to die? We got to sell spaghetti dinners? Come on now. You knew she was going to die. We can't get insurance? You can get insurance someplace for $1. I'm like, come on. But you lived your whole life and nobody was Both of my grandmothers just died. My grandma was almost 93 years old. She passed. My family was like, oh, we're going to do the funeral, and that's it. I said, we're going to do the funeral, and that's it? Come on, y'all. We African-American. We got to have a repast. Grandma ain't going to get a repast? Like, that's traditional. We got that cousins from all over, but we got to eat. They was like, no, we're not going to have no repast. I called my auntie. I said, auntie, be for real. Are we not having a repast because y'all don't want to have a repast? So grandma wasn't prepared. She didn't have insurance. I was like, do me a favor. How much the repast going to cost? 15 grand. Call my accountant. Let's get this 15 grand. We're going to bury grandma the right way. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We all going to die. Many of us aren't prepared to die. And I'm not talking about life insurance policies. I'm not talking about using real estate to be rich. I'm just saying you're not prepared. You acting like you're going to live forever, and you're not. The question is, when are you going to get prepared? That's it. I'm finished. We're going to open up for Q&A. When are you going to get prepared? When are you going to stop just watching the football game like you rich? When are you going to stop watching? Season open. When is your season going to open? When is your NBA going to start? What's your Sunday? What's your Super Bowl? I'm being real. I know what my Super Bowl is. I know what my Vincent Lombardi trophy is. I know what it is. I know what my pennant is. I know what my World Cup is. It's winning the Nobel Prize. That's why when you go on my site, you see me blessing kids. I took 20 kids to the Super Bowl last year. I send them to San Diego, put them on the harbor. They say they're the 5-star boys. They 8 5-star. I send them back and forth to LA every day on a party bus. I rented out an Airbnb so they could swim and have a good time. I know I'm trying to win the Nobel Prize. I'm trying to be like Martin Luther King. I'm trying to be like Mother Teresa. I'm trying to be like Gandhi. I know before I die, I want to win the Nobel Prize. What are you preparing yourself for? What are you getting up for? Why are you getting dressed in the morning? What's your why? And once you figure that out, this business is going to be easy. It's not easy because you don't know what you want to do. You don't know why you want to do it. And you don't know who you're doing it for. But I will literally, this year we're taking 50. Let me tell you what happened when you have a goal and a why and you start walking toward it. I spent 200 grand last year. The tickets cost them kids $5,000 a piece. This year I got a call from the Super Bowl. Hey, remember the Super Bowl experience? We got 50 tickets for you. We're going to be working on some other stuff. Delta called me. Hey, how'd you do it last year? I was like, I paid for the tickets. They're like, don't worry about it. Where y'all flying out of? I said, Detroit. We're going to send a chartered plane. Listen to me. When you know what your why is, you start attracting other people that know what their why is. I just talked to a billionaire today. Like, yo, you pay how much for these kids to go, and you make how much every year? How much money you need to take these kids to the... That ain't it. Them same kids in November after Thanksgiving, I'm taking them to Dubai for 8 days. Because when I saw Dubai, it changed my world. So I want to change these kids from the urban community world by taking them to Dubai and letting them see the world. Anything is possible when you have a why. You don't have a why. And you want this company to do magic for you. This company can't push beast mode in you. This company can't make you come to life. This company can't make you make your dreams become. They can take you to the water. They can't make you drink. So I came here, I love all the knowledge they're going to give you because you need it. But I came here to tell you, you relying on them to do a whole lot. I came here to challenge you to do something for you. You owe you. That's what I came to tell you. Let's open up for quick Q&A. We got 10 minutes, Q&A. Or at least let's say 10 minutes here. Is that right? Because that might be wrong. Is that right? All right, so 10 minutes then. Let's go. Q&A. Talk to me real quick. Talk to me. You can stand up from your seat. I don't need a mic. Talk to me and talk loud. Talk to me.
What's your biggest challenge today? Yours.
My biggest challenge today, John Maxwell told me that I need to file every single day. I need to write. He told me I need to write 20-something books because I got 20 books in me. And so my day is so filled that okay, Eric, stop and spend an hour filing, writing at least 3 stories so that you can get this 365 book done. So for me, it's like I love and help other people so much that sometimes I don't stop and do what I need to do for me. And sometimes I got to tell other people no, and I got to tell myself yes. So that's my biggest challenge, always telling everybody yes and telling myself no. I got to start telling myself yes and telling other people no. So that's it. Oh, I fix it just by saying today, I don't care what happens, before you go to sleep, you need to go work out for an hour and you need to write in your journal. So you can go to bed at 8 if you want to. You can go to bed tonight at 10, but before you go to bed, it needs to get done. and I like to go to bed by 9:30 every day. So it's either I'm gonna go to bed late or I'm gonna do what I need to do. And I wanna go to bed on time. So after this, I'm going straight to the room and getting those 3. I'm going straight outside and run. I don't know if I need to run outside, it's hot. But anyway, we're gonna get that out of the way. Good question, right here and then right here, yep.
What was your why before you met your now wife?
Well, that's not fair. I met my wife when I was 16. So we was dating from 16 to 20. We got married at 20. Like I said, we've been married over 32 years. So I don't know that I had a why before her. So that's a trick question. So you're like, man, if I don't have a girlfriend, what do I do? I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure there's somebody in your family or there's something that you love to do, some cause you have. I'm sure there's a way to look inside and figure out what excites you and what moves you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Good. Yes, sir.
I was going to say thank you for the content that you provide for everybody.
Thank you.
And I'll see you in November in Vegas.
I'll see you in Vegas in November. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Yes, sir. So what I would tell an athlete that chokes under pressure is that you're not practicing enough under pressure. I'm just saying, like, you look at certain teams, they practice, Green Bay, they don't got no indoor facility. Green Bay, they play in the dungeon. They practice in the cold. So they don't have like an inside boy where they practice on the inside and then on Sunday they go outside. They practice in the snow. Why? Because they know most teams that come to the snow, they're not going to be prepared for the snow. So we got to learn. I'm so grateful pilots just don't get in the plane and fly once they get their license. You just don't pass and go, all right, I'm taking off. Like, it's an simulation. Like, you get in something that's like a plane and you practice a long time until they feel like you can actually make it happen. So I would just say, put yourself under pressure, and then when pressure comes, it won't be the first time you dealt with it. Good. Good question. Good. Where are we? We got
right
6
here,
minutes.
right here.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah, I had CB Phillips do a personality profile for me a couple weeks ago, and so I found some of my personal gaps. Maybe you could speak to how that might help the company.
So I want to say this to us. We have to be careful when people say there are gaps. Okay, nobody is strong at everything. So what I would recommend you do is focus on your strengths, like the stuff that you find out about yourself that makes you great. Look, bruh. Charles Barkley, let's just keep it 1,000. Basketball player, he's one of the best that ever did it. You ever see my man golf, bro? It's just like, bruh, like, you might want to stop doing that, right? Hey, I thought when I was a kid, I thought Michael Jordan was the greatest athlete ever. I found out he was only the greatest basketball player. He sucked at baseball. So figure out what you're great at and do that, and then pay people to fill the gaps. Does that make sense? Just pay people to fill the gap. You're not going to be able to do everything. I have a lot of people around me that fill my gap. I do this. They make sure I get on the plane at the right time. They do contracts. They negotiate. Does that make sense? So I don't do a lot of stuff well. But if you see me on stage, you like, man, he seemed like he gifted. Yes. But let me get up in front of a class and read, a book on pedagogy. That's not my strength, standing in front of a group of people, reading big words. That's not my strength. Phonetically, I'm not that guy. But you let me come off the cuff, I sound like I can read. You feel me? Like I'm standing up here right now. You're like, man, he didn't use some pretty big words. I know those. The ones I don't know, they're kind of hard to pronunciate. I can't do it. So I'm saying to you, stick with what you're great at. The stuff you're not great at, pay somebody to do it. Or convince them to do it for free until you can pay them. Yeah, good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can I just do one at a time? All right. So I don't read books, I read people. So if I come into a room and me and you go in the back and we talk, I'm going to ask you what you read. I'm going to ask you what are the principles that you have used to change your life. I'm going to ask you because I think you're a book too. And so I don't think knowledge is just in books. So I have conversations with humans, and I get some of the same information. So I'm sitting with John Maxwell. I'm not reading his book. I'm asking him some questions. And he's like, how you write all them books? You file. Well, what if I can't write all day? Then you record it and send it to your administrative assistant and let them type it out. So I'm like, oh, I got it. So I brought my roadcaster when I travel. I'm gonna go up to the room and do 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna take that 30 minutes and put a worksheet with it, then get up and explain the worksheet, and then sell it to parents so their kids can get better. Make sense? So I'm gonna talk, and I'm gonna get information from talking. Every blue moon I might read something, but I'm not a huge reader. I used to be. But after I got that PhD, that was a lot of research, a lot of reading. I got burnt out. I'm like, I'm good on reading and researching until Jesus comes. Good. What's the second one? Yeah. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Spend an hour and a half praying. Probably gonna be on the treadmill at the same time. Maybe listening to some music, do a 30-minute run. I got a group of men that they've been my accountability partners for over 20 years. We get on the phone for about an hour and talk about our struggles as men. We talk about how to fix those struggles as men. We talk about our goals for the day. Throughout the day, we hold each other accountable. I may read the Bible, right? In Spanish and English, right? Then I might go to work 7, 8 o'clock, do however many hours of footage and recording and content, get on some phone calls, make some phone calls, 12, lunch with my wife. By 3:30, we stop, she works with me, and then we'll go home and whatever, Uno, fish, watch something on Netflix, get in the bed, talk about our day, testify, have worship, and then boom, go to bed. Every day, that's what I do.
I don't have
What was the
a,
third? Okay.
I don't have a question. Oh, was she finished? I'm sorry.
You good? Okay, all right.
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you. In 2018, I was also diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And because of you and everything that you've said, you've actually helped me to be able to be here today. So I want to say thank you for everything that you have said, everything that you do, and even sticking with your wife for, you said 30 plus years,
Yeah.
because that gives me hope in knowing that even with a disability, there is someone out there who will pour into you. So thank you so much for everything that you do and you say.
Amen. And that's not fair. Dee Dee would have killed me if I left her. Okay, so she would have killed me. Amen.
Can you tell me about the team that you surround yourself with and the qualities of the people that you surround yourself with and what you look for in those people?
Boom. There they go right there. Right? CJ, right? CJ is, I don't know where you're looking at, maybe the far, I don't know, right? CJ was my grad assistant at Michigan State University. He told me he was going to make me a household name. He is a brand genius. The guy with the mic in his hand, Carl, he's from Barbados, came to Michigan State. He does all my editing, every video you've seen from, When You Want to Succeed As Bad As You Want to Breathe, Phenomenal Life, You Owe You. Carl is the person that puts that together, right? Jamal came in my life. He's the one pointing. He came in my life as a police officer who had been doing real estate for 20 years, bought up half of Chicago. He taught me the importance of real estate. I told Maul, I was like, bro, I don't do real estate. He said, yes, you do. I said, what does that mean? I told you I don't. He said, yes, you do. Your kids in college, right? They live in a dorm, you paying for it. Don't you have a house? I said, yeah. He said, you're in real estate. You're just on the wrong side of it. You're on the paying part, not the making money part. So he changed my mindset, and I've been in real estate ever since. He told me to take my money out the bank because it wasn't doing nothing in the bank and put it in investments or put it into a property because my kids may not speak for a living, but they'll always be able to make money off that house that I have. So I need homes because I can pass those down to I can pass my real estate portfolio to my children. I can't pass my speaking down to my children. Does that make sense? LaShawna is our lawyer. Nikki is also our social brand person. Moose in the middle with the We Dream. Moose is from Egypt, just recently got his citizenship in the United States of America. But Moose said, E.T., we don't want you to have to speak for the rest of your life. So I started a consulting company where I help companies like this, personality tests, help people to realize if you're going to succeed, you're probably going to succeed this way, not that way. And so he's making sure that I make millions and millions of dollars from passive income and not having to get on stage. I love getting on stage, but one day maybe I don't want to. And the final one, my guy, Brandon, he's 24 years old. He worked for me for free for 6 months, said he wanted to work for me bad, and he's the person that does all my negotiation. I will show you, though, that there are different personalities. Some of you will kill real estate as a pilot, right? You are driven, just like Jordan. Some of you will do it like Scottie Pippen. You will assist the greats and help them to become great. Some of you will do it like Rodman. You won't score any points. You'll just be supportive. And some of you will do it because you'll put the system together that makes the great great. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Man, thanks, man. I appreciate you, fam.